Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. JS Dwayne here. Today's date is March the 30th, 2021. It's going to be the 31st soon. In today's video, I'm going to talk about different beliefs and different creeds. The reason why I came up with this topic is because I went to Brenda's Davis Scoopity Dooda's LS last night, and it was an individual that was talking about their religion and politics, and she was mentioning to that individual that she don't like talking about politics on her channel because I don't like talking about politics on my channel nor my LS. And she said this on her live streaming last night. And I don't really blame her, is because there's so many people that was raised up in different religions. They have different backgrounds that is different from your own, and they have their own belief systems. So everybody's not going to believe in the same thing that you're going to believe in. And I understand where she comes from. And I remember, when I was growing up, I grew up in a Christian environment, and there was one time I really lost my faith in God. And, I backed away for quite a while. And when my mom passed away so many years ago, I'm like, who I'm going to believe in. And I just decided to pray and get the help that I really need. And it took a while, but it worked. And people pray in their own special ways. And not everybody's Christian, not everybody's Muslim, not everybody's Jewish, not everybody's a Hindu, not even a Buddhist, not even a Jainist. And there's, some people that are not even an atheist or agnostic. So, and atheism is not believing in God, and agnostic is when somebody not sure if there's a God or not. So, there's so many different religions within this world, and I forgot to mention animus. And animism is within Africa, within the indigenous tribes within Africa. So, my thing is you can't really push your religion down people's throat, is because people's not going to follow your religion. And, and there's some people that, be uncomfortable when people push their religion down their throat. Even if you're LGBT, there's some people that don't agree with the alternative lifestyle. And that's okay, because nowadays, people can be themselves. I know back when I was a kid, things were very different. But there were so many LGBT people back then. But, I never heard of certain LGBT groups until I was like 17, like, transgender people and even lesbians. Like, I never heard of them until I was like 17 years old. And I know it sounds kind of odd me saying this, but it's true for me. But I always heard about gay men all the time, but I never heard, about bisexual men or, pansexual or anything like that until I was 17. And I was 17 about 16 years ago. So it was a different environment for me. And that's within, having different belief systems and different creeds. And not everybody's gonna follow, the same thing that you're gonna follow. And you have to accept that. And not everybody's gonna accept your religion, and not everybody's gonna accept you being who you are. And there's some people out there that is still that way. Even towards this day, there's some people that will disagree with your lifestyle. I remember one time it was this woman from the Philippines that judged me, and I had to really tell her about herself. And we became friends later on, and I felt some type of way when she was judging me. The way that she was judging me, and she was a lesbian at the time. And I'm not gonna say her name because that would be wrong of me, but you know she lived, a life that was very similar to me. So my thing is, she can't judge me, and she lived a life that is very similar to me because she can't judge me at all. And I was uncomfortable, and she apologized to me, and we're buddies today. And because she can't, judge me if she living the same life that I'm living, you know what I mean? And I decided to be open, and I'm very open with myself because back when I was younger, I wasn't as open as I am now. And it's a process, but it was okay. And not everybody's going to accept you for who you are, and you can't really push your beliefs down their throat. It's just not going to work. It's like you have to really get to know that individual and to see where they're coming from and what happened throughout their own entire life. Is because people's not going to open up to you right away, because I'm a very open type of person. And sometimes I can be a little guarded sometimes, and that's okay. Especially when I meet somebody, when I meet someone or anybody, I'm a little guarded until, they get to know me. And especially when it comes to, and I'm talking about myself, like how I do my videos every week and a half. Whenever I do videos, I always talk about myself. It's because I like to be upfront with everybody. And, I can understand what Brenda was talking about. I don't like talking about politics on my channel or anything like that because, not everybody want to hear about that. And I don't like talking about politics on my channel or LS at all. And because people have their own type of belief systems, and people follow different types of religions. And I remember it was one woman that didn't really agree with the LGBT lifestyle, and she was you know one of the host sister was offended. I couldn't get that out of my mouth, but the host sister was offended, and I was a little offended too, but I just kept my comments back because I didn't want it to be like a problem in the near future. Because I love everybody, and I hope everybody love me as well. And I hope that this individual can learn from her mistakes, because there's some men that do the same thing too. Like I mentioned about my father, like my dad don't accept me for who I am. And, I can't really force my father to accept me for who I am. There's just no way that's going to happen unless me and him have a very good conversation. Because, as I mentioned in my other videos, I haven't really seen him in so many years. So I don't know what type of person he is now compared to 7 years ago. Because I'm pretty sure everybody changes within 7 years, and I'm a different person than I was when I was in my 20s compared to now, because I'm in my early 30s. I'm near my mid 30s now. So I'm a different person than I am now, because now I'm able to listen and digest information compared to when I was younger. So when it comes to different people's backgrounds and creeds and belief systems, I listen to them. Will I try to force them to try to be me or be a Christian? No, because why would I do that? Because that would make me look like a total hypocrite. And as Brenda said, you can't really push, your beliefs down other people's throats that are different from you, that are raised in a different religion that is different from you. And I think a lot of people have to really realize that nowadays. Like, you can't really push your religion or your beliefs or your creed down people's throat, because it's not going to work. And that's where I got the title from, the live streaming that I came from, because I didn't really have no content this week at all. I didn't really have no content. I really didn't have no content at all. But I have to say thank you, Brenda, for the title, because, it was something that I really wanted to talk about for like a little while. And you just can't do that, and you know, it was just, there's some religions like Islam, a lot of them, receive backlash and scrutiny because the religion that they was raised on. And I would never judge a Muslim, and I would never judge a Jewish individual, because maybe you have Jewish or Muslim people in your family. So it's like you will never know because, you don't get around that much or research your history. Because I realized the Africans that came here to America were originally Muslims. And I never knew that until me watching, this movie called Roots back when I was in seventh grade. And I never knew that until like back then, and I know that now, like the original African slaves that came to this country about 300 to 400 years ago, they were Muslims and they was converted to Christianity from Islam, and it made me it made me learn something about my ancestors every single day. But there's some Africans that are Christians that grew up Christians, but the original slaves were Muslims, and I never knew that back when I was a young kid, 14 years old. It took me to really read books to learn that type of history. And it's like, please don't judge other individual without really knowing the back history first. And I would never judge anybody's background. And I would never judge people that is different from me. Like, just because I'm LGBT, I would never judge a heterosexual person towards the life that they live. Like, why would I do that to them? So it just made me learn that I need to listen with my ears and see and be careful of how I carry myself, because the way that you judge people is based on your actions. And when you judge people like people that are very different from you, like your true colors will come out. It's like your actions speak louder than its words. And it's a good thing that, decided to do this video today, because I feel like it's very important for me to pour my soul out towards people that are very different from religion, sexual orientation, different belief systems, creed, whatever. There's so many people that are so different from you. So, like, my thing is never judge people, and never, never feed your religion down people's throat. Like, never do that, because I feel like at the end of the day it's gonna backfire on you. So never, 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 never feed your belief system down people's throats. Like, because I feel like in the long run it's gonna cause a lot of problems, and so just be very careful the things that people do or what you do. This is for anybody. So my thing is never um, um, force your beliefs down people's throats. Like, never do that. Like, you got to get to know so many different people that has different backgrounds that is different from you, because not everybody's Christian, as I mentioned earlier. Not everybody's Muslim. Not everybody's Jewish. Not everybody's a Hindu. Everybody's not a Buddhist. Everybody's not a Jainist. And Jainist is Jainist. Not everybody's agnostic, and everybody's not an atheist, and not everybody's an animist. So there's so many different religions that is so different from your own. So you have to really understand where people is coming from, and you have to really understand their history and their backgrounds and so forth. All right, you guys. And also thank you, Brenda, for this topic. I appreciate it, because, I didn't really have much content at all this week besides me talking about what I'm going to do within the next upcoming weeks. And I have to say thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate it, sis. Love you much. Alrighty. Peace and love to everybody. You guys have a very good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you guys at within this globe. All right. Good day, people, and peace to all.